Okay, we're back. So we're gonna do the exhaust valves now. So first thing I do is get these all centered up. So we have to change out all our stuff here to this different size. Okay, so let's grab the pilot, see what size hole we got here. It's pretty tall. It works better. Alright, so we're using a small pilot. It hasn't been used in so long it's got rust on it. It has to be cleaned up. See that? So we gotta knock this off a little bit. Humidity issues. So we got some humidity compensation devices over here. It's called an external hone. There we go. Come on. Too tight. Do it. Knocking the rust off. We could do this in our lathe, but it'd be too easy. Do it like this, and gravity should drop it. There it goes. Turn around. Okay. Cleaned up. How clean is clean? Clean like that. Rust groove is in there, but you don't hear it on my fingernail no more because it's below the surface. There, now we can use it for a pilot again. That's how small these guides are anymore. I don't know what's going on with that. Clearance are getting tight. Feel all right. A little jiggle jiggle to them. They must have made their valves a little bit smaller or something again. So if you look at the head here, you can see the jiggle in the back and forth. You can hear it. So it's got the clearance you're supposed to have. Just the guide's not that. The guide's got a different size hole in it normally run. One pilot different. That's a thou. One thou different. Let's see, one thou I never use. Now I am. There you go. Alright, let's center this up. Pull this out. We'll use a different size. Okay, let's see what we got here. Down, locks in our one angle. I don't know if you can see the angle on here, but maybe. I do a normal angle, so this angle is different than the other angle, so the heads aren't exactly in line with each other, which is rare on these old heads. Harley just wasn't that accurate back in the day. Surprisingly, a lot of new bikes aren't very accurate either. But every now and then you get a surprise, a panhead will be dead nuts on two heads. You never know. Okay, so move. Okay, that's good that way, and that's good that way. Okay, let's see what this other head is. Pretty close. One line. That should be one line the other way, right? Yeah, you can probably run these together, but I'll probably make them slightly different. Okay, so now I'm going to center up this head. I gotta do it the other way, so I'm going to get in there. There. They do for us this way. Okay, that is just off that one line. It'll work. So those two are lined up now. So these are close for the intakes for the being identical. Okay, so this one here is just a little bit off one way on the line. I don't know if you can see it. This one's exactly the other way. So this one's low, the other one's high on the line. And they're both on the money that way because I set that independently. Okay, so I don't have to change the plate to do both of these two heads now. And if you go up here, you gotta make sure your machine's level too. That should be level. Okay. This isn't level, it's no good. Okay. And somebody's been screwing your machine down there. You gotta make sure all the stuff is level. This table here is level in all planes. Everywhere you go. Okay, I'm gonna shove this back in so I can do it. Okay. Stuff her in there. Make sure I can cut in this spot. This is my exhaust cut. We have not set this yet. Probably pretty close though. Yep, I can go over center, so it'll work. Okay, so now we gotta set our cutter. This is probably already set, but we'll go up here and double check, just like we did before. Put this one up in here. Do the pointer deal. Okay, look at my elbow. How'd my elbow look? Dark around here. Okay, it looks good. 30-second. You gotta make sure you use the same size pilot as what your stem is. Doesn't have to be exactly to 1 thou, but it needs to be within a couple, 3 or 4 would be plus. You don't want to be off by 30,000, it'd be pretty bad. It knocks your cutter way off center. Okay, this cutter here is a 60 thou wide cutter. That's what it's got a 60 on. This is an 8 instead of a 10. This has a little bit different shape to it. There's 3 different shapes I've used over the years, and they all work about the same. Okay, this was not done on this size valve before. It was done on a big oversized valve, so we're off. So now I'm going to have to set this one to what I need it to be. Figure where the hell the damn cut's at. be pretty close, maybe slightly conservative. So anyway, this has some different angles to it. I don't know if you can see all the different angles, but it's got angles to it. Okay, now sportster exhaust ports are pretty crappy. They're way oversized. I don't know why they do that, but they do. They never fixed it. So where's the intake port? We had to cut a lot of metal out. These are actually too big, because they put the exhaust valve, see how the seat is right on the edge of the port? There's no inner angle on that, which is bad for flow. If you put an oversized valve in there, then you start getting something like this, but the way they are now, you don't. And if your valve guide moves off center too much from overporting, and you lose your boss over down in there, and the guide starts shifting, you can very easily have the valve move over enough that you won't even hit on the port. You gotta put a seat in or go to a bigger valve. See how both of these are right on the edge? So, one of the problems that they have on the Sportsters. Okay, so let's go take an initial cut, see what we got here. Okay. About half in. I can come back and cut it without making the head any deeper than what it needs to be. See, we've got 100% cut over here, but we're not even touching over here yet. You can see how we got this big lip in here that we got to get rid of. So we'll come in and cut that out here next also. So for doing that, I got the same cutter. It's the same one I use inside the port. This is also the one I use for the exhaust for the top cut. So I gotta come up here and reset it for the top cut over here. It's a lot bigger than what we are right now, obviously. Yeah. Looking right through a fingerprint mark. Makes it hard to see when you're looking through a fingerprint mark. Oh geez, it's like I open my eyes up, I can see again. It's amazing how that works. It's almost like I'm not blind. Alright, so it's the same cutter we used before, except this one's got a lot more abuse on it because it does the inside. It's getting kind of dull here on the edge, it looks like, from being overused. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and mark this seat here with the marking pen. So kind of an idea where we're at. I'm going to go down and cut that out until it's gone. Not enough bounce. There we go. Now we're just going to cut this one away here. Nope. Come on, camera, move. There we go. Cutting where my seat's going to be or not. right above it. Okay, so now I'm going to do a quick lap, see what we got. So initially, you can see what we got right now before we lap it. So the seat's going to be way down in here probably. You can see what the top cut we just added was in this cut here. So I might make this just a little bit bigger diameter wise, and that'll bring it out slightly. So I'll probably go in and do that. And we have not even cleaned on that side yet, so we're not cutting any deeper than we have to. Alright, exhaust valve. This is the rear one. Rear valve. I'm real stingy about cutting sheet metal down, but not cutting the whole chamber out. One I care about, one I don't. You can see how close my eyeballs were. Not too bad. See the lap mark on there? It's got lapping compound on the face, that's good. Yeah, it's pretty close. Okay, see I got more of a fat line on that one. A little bit more conservative on the exhaust, so it can pound in a little bit more. You can still see the back cut angles way up here. So on a race bike I put this right on the edge like the intake, but on the street bike we don't do that. So that'll be good. I like where it is. And you can see where the seat is in there too. Yeah, so you can see the seat's way down here, our top cut's here. So I think the valve, I think our diameter's good on that. And you can see how the inside cut angle, we just barely even have an inside angle to, just barely a hint of one. Over here, it's even see it disappears just about here. So we'll cut this deeper and see what comes in on this. Overall, it's pretty good. So my eyes must still be working. I can still put it kind of where I want it to be. Not blind yet. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper with this. I'm going to go down until I see this black disappear over here. So, not sure. Can you able to see a little better or not? We'll blow it up a little bit, you might be able to see better. Okay. Now we don't have that centering action going on, so you might have a little bit of before it comes in. Plus it's not round anyway, so we're still going to have a little bit of that. It shouldn't be a lot. That's pretty close. Let's see, did that clean up in there? I don't think it cleaned. No. Try not to take any more than I have to. A little bit more. Cutting. A lot deeper than I wanted to go. Okay, got it cleaned. Barely. That's real low over in there. Definitely didn't want not to go that far, but that's about almost 30 thou down, so that'll help on the valve lift. Our install height. We might have needed that, you don't know. find out. If it's not deep enough, I'll have to come back and cut it deeper. Right there is where we're going to stop on that. Okay, so you can see how we came down until I just kissed the red mark there. Just barely came in. Our seat's right on down here, right at the very inside. It's right below that red mark. So that's how close it is. Over here, I had to keep sinking down because you didn't want to catch this edge right here. You see how thin that edge is right there? Yeah, blow out a little bit. I just had to keep sinking it down until I came in. It's that offset difference. It affects it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and give a quick lap on our valve. Now, lap does a couple things. It takes out the machine marks from the grinding on the valve and the cutting over here. It also makes a nice even rough finish for everything to seal against. And if there's a slight offset, it'll kind of help compensate for it a little bit, because nothing's perfect. Alright, there's our valve face. Looks pretty consistent there. A little bit of a low spot right through here on the valve. The concentricity is slightly off, but it's sealing. It's not really uncommon, but I don't like it. It happens. Seat looks really nice. Nice big fat edge all the way around. Yep. Looks good. Yeah, valve I don't like as much, but it'll work. I just don't like it. Well, I like things being right on the money, as you can tell. Okay, now this one here, you can see how the top cut was right into the seat almost over here, but after I cut this in, you can see how things kind of look more even now. It's still 1/3 here, 2/3 here, which is normal, but at least it looks a lot more even on the heights and stuff. So that's a plus. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do the other one over here. I don't have to reshift anything because of the height was still good. Move this a little bit closer, you can see a little better. Yep, the camera's going to fall down over there. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on this one here. We're going to do our top cut and do our seat deal. So I'm going to go down, let's sink it down until our top angle kind of comes in a little bit. That way the seat will cut more concentric the first shot instead of having to bring it in later. But you have to be real careful about overcutting, just like we did before. It's very easy to go too deep. So I'm going to stop a little sooner this time. Got a little carried away the last time. I just barely started cutting in the red there. Came quicker. Adjust the pilot, just in case there's movement. Oh, you still got a pretty good lip to go down yet. Okay, so come back and fog the seat in. Now, it seemed like it came in quicker, but it might be deeper. We don't know because we haven't measured anything yet. So instead of just giving a lot of extra right now to semi-equal it, we're going to not do that. We'll listen to it, see how close it came in, repeat-wise. Almost perfect. Okay. That was a nice repeat. You can barely even hear a difference. That's what you want to hear. Almost no change. Okay, now we come in and drop the top down. When we're all done, we'll see how much you look different, and that'll give us half a clue where we're at on height-wise. Still not consistent, but it's close. Identical spot. This side definitely looks higher up than the other one. It's close, but it's a little higher. Alright, leave it there. If we have to come back and cut it, we'll come back and do it again. I don't like pre-cutting stuff, I don't know where I'm at. Liquid in here would be nice. Okay, this is our front valve. Doing the front head. That's enough. Okay, looks a little bit better than the other one. Looks like we have a seat. It's right on the inside edge there, you can see it real close. Seat going all the way around though. You see the top angles above it, so we're clear. So you look at the distance from here to here versus from here to here. This one's a lot deeper, see. So this valve here I think is a lot taller than this one, probably about 20 thou different I bet. So what we gotta do is we can make a quick measurement and find that out. But I don't know what we need for clearances yet, so it's kind of a toss-up. I'm not going to do anything about that at this point. I tend to like to do my mock-ups first and then come back if I have to. Well, we can at least get an initial idea here. Okay, so I'm just going to grab one valve, not both. Grab our caliper here. Move back a little bit so you can see better. Boom, boom. Theoretically, you should be using the same valve for each head. I'm just going to use the same valve total. Okay, this has no reference point to real number. I'm just getting kind of an idea. If the guide is made equal and the valve is cut the same, 1,480. 1483. Do 3 measurements. 476. Okay, we got a 7th thou variable there. '71. 70. 76. So we only, our average on this one was 72. The average over here was 78 or so. 79, about 79. So you got basically about 6-7 thousandths difference in height. Is that enough to worry about? Not unless I need it. So I'm not going to do anything about it right now. But if I have to sink this valve, I know I got more to go. So it's not really that important to be equal. Everybody makes a big stink about that, but it just isn't that damn important. As long as you got enough clearances, that's what matters. Actually, I want to be right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take these apart. Take them off of here. And I'll have to work on these later. Because it's getting late. So at this point I want to go and do some porting. Get the porting button up the rest of the way. Then I got to do some valve spring checking for our coil bind clearances. And see if we have enough clearance. If not, we'll have to do some playing. So I can either sink the valves a little bit or I can play on the other side a little bit. If this one's a little bit low and everybody else is good, we'll come back and recut this at 5 to 10 thou, whatever we need. We'll see where we're at. But for now, I'm done with this for tonight. It's getting late, so it is now after 1 o'clock. It's still hot and crappy in here. At least I'm not sweating like a pig like earlier. So like I said, I'll go ahead and do my porting on this, finish it up tomorrow so I don't piss the neighbors off too much around here. So I'll try to get this thing finished up tomorrow. We'll get this motor done. Alright, that's it for tonight.